So this guy's at it again, trying to gaslight us into thinking that the $1 million donation to the US administration from the Ambassador Bridge billionaire had nothing to do with the Gordie Howe Bridge being delayed. I mean, come on, we're not stupid. This guy is set to lose a lot of money once the Gordie Howe Bridge opens. So seriously, let's all just be truthful here. But we even have like no-name senators, I don't even know what this guy's name, nor do I care, who's saying that it was not a great deal for the US. Like literally, you paid nothing for it. Canada paid for the bridge. We use US workers and materials. We'd like to get our money back and then we'll split it 50-50. But apparently that's not good enough for them. But Pete Hoekstra, the bridge, and the billionaire is not the real story of this video. Because the US just had their 250 celebration, or whatever you want to call it. And I've been searching for articles and videos and stuff, and there's one that kind of bothered me. And it's this video clip here. It just goes through the different counties in Vermont, I guess, and shows the 250 celebration. And there's nothing really bad about this clip. I mean, it's just showing, people celebrating. But it's the fact that people are celebrating, despite what their country is doing to the rest of the world and causing chaos. And yet we see people celebrating and saying the United States is the best country in the world. I'm going to explain later why this bothers me. Before I get started on the Hoekstra video, I do want to congratulate our Canadian World Cup team. To be honest, I don't think many people thought that Canadians would make it this far. But the fact that we did kind of says that we're going to be a competitor moving forward. I despise the FIFA organization, I really do. But I'm still going to cheer for my team. So well done to the Canadian football team, and you made your country proud. Alright, let's get into this first clip with my favorite person, Pete Hoekstra.
Dear Mr. President,
for years, the owners of the Ambassador Bridge have lobbied to make sure the new Gordie Howe Bridge won't open, including $1 million donation to a Donald Trump super PAC.
Happy Independence Day.
But in an exclusive broadcast interview with Global News, U.S. Ambassador to Canada Pete Hoekstra says those donations from Detroit's Maroon family don't matter.
Is the administration doing this because of the donations you received from the Maroon family?
Absolutely not.
Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually surprised that Global News straight up asked that question. Because us Canadians, our national media is not the greatest. And to be honest, they kind of sway more towards supporting the US. For our international viewers, yeah, our Canadian media, they kind of suck. But I'm sure every country has their own version of Fox News or Fox News Lite. But like I said, I'm glad Global News is not beating around the bush with this question. I mean, ask them the hard questions. Make them sweat. Make them stutter. Make them look like an idiot on national news.
There's legitimate issues here that we're resolving. The bridge was not opened when it was announced a couple of weeks ago by mutual agreement of the Canadian government and the U.S. government.
Does that sound right to you? Because a few weeks ago, we were ready to open the bridge. We had a ribbon-cutting ceremony already set. And Prime Minister Mark Carney actually said we're ready to open. This article right here doesn't sound like Canada is saying that, we agree with the United States. We shouldn't open the bridge yet. So get lost with this stuff, Hoekstra.
The New York Times has reported Ambassador Bridge owner Matthew Maroon met with Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick just hours before Donald Trump threatened to not open the bridge in February. The Prime Minister has said the new Detroit-Windsor crossing was not opened at the request of the Americans, despite the fact that Canada has paid for the entire cost of the bridge and will share ownership with Michigan 50-50, a deal Hoekstra believes isn't good enough.
So right now we're looking at two issues that concern control of the bridge, tariff setting, where the money flows.
Currently, toll money will flow to Michigan after Canada is made whole for the $6.4 billion they've put up to build the bridge.
I mean, doesn't that sound fair? I mean, I want to ask my international viewers. I mean, you guys are not, not in the ground zero of stuff. Is it not fair for Canada to get paid in whole before we start splitting the revenue for the bridge? Because the United States didn't put a dime into it, and they want more money right now. They want more money up front, which is just extortion. So I'm really curious to see what the international viewers think about this. So if you're not from Canada or the US, let us know your comments on this below.
But Hoekstra wants more money sooner.
Americans are contributing significantly more than half of the revenue that we'll pay back, and it's paid for from revenue coming from the Ambassador Bridge, which is 100% an American-owned company.
Now, if I understand what this shitty exhaust that's blowing out black smoke is saying, he's basically saying that it's going to be US citizens mainly paying the tolls, and that they want more money. Well, here's the question. Why are there going to be more US citizens paying than Canadians? Well, it's because we're not going to your country. But just in my own opinion, and I could be wrong, but a toll is a toll. It doesn't matter if the toll comes from the Canada side or the US side. It contributes to the initial funds that Canada paid. And when Hoekstra talks about the Ambassador Bridge contributing to pay the funds, the billionaire bridge owner is not paying anything. It's the citizens on both sides of the border having a right to choose which bridge they want to use. He's just straight up protecting the billionaire. He knows the billionaire is going to lose some money when the bridge opens. So again, another gaslight from Hoekstra.
Despite Hoekstra's complaints, he does have some positivity.
We can reach an agreement on this bridge that is not tied into the larger Kuzma negotiations, USMCA negotiations, and that we will, I think there's a good possibility. I'm optimistic we'll open the bridge relatively soon.
But on free trade negotiations, the ambassador was less enthusiastic.
There's maybe been some progress, but not the significant amount of progress that says, okay, we know exactly where we're going. Now let's fill out the detail.
Now the Kuzma renewal date has already come and gone. And if these are the cards that the United States is going to show and we have to renew on a year-by-year basis, fine. And quite frankly, I'm kind of tired of the United States holding us over our head, basically saying that we have to bow down to them. Which is why I'm glad that Canada is starting to talk to other countries. The United States is trying to hurt us, but it's going to hurt them just as much, maybe even more.
Canada is yet to have formal negotiations with the Americans, who have sat down with the Mexicans twice. Mark Carney has routinely pointed to Canada having the best deal possible with the U.S. due to tariff exemptions on free trade products. But will that continue?
Will you guarantee that the Kuzma exemption that is on most of these tariffs already will remain?
I'm not in a position to guarantee anything. These decisions are made at the White House. They are made by the president.
Hoekstra equally non-committal on if the Americans actually want a free trade deal or if they'll follow through on Donald Trump's threats to rip up the deal.
6 months formal termination out of the deal. Is that something that your administration is considering?
I'm sure that with the president, all options are on the table. That clearly is allowed for within the agreement.
Hoekstra again outlined frustration over provincial alcohol bans and American companies not being able to bid on government contracts, Colleen, citing them as reasons why negotiations have been slow.
Well, that's just too bad, United States. You're no longer the big dog that everybody wants to deal with. But I am glad that Canada is standing its ground, and that includes on the bridge as well. We're not opening it to cave to the United States. We're going to open it when we feel is ready. But with all this gaslighting from the Taco Tuesday guy, as well as Hoekstra, and Jameson Greer, and Nutlick, I always have to ask myself, at what point is the United States really going to step up to their own government? I mean, the world is taking a lot of shit from their country. And this is probably going to be a longer event, so that's why I'm starting early. But while I was searching for reports to be able to show everyone, crap like this keeps showing up. And Taco Tuesday made the 250th about him. And apparently the weather gods even tried to do their best to shut it down. And we've all seen the videos and photos of the state fair. I mean, it was a disaster. And we even have people falling out of the air. USA, USA. Oh wait, is it not appropriate to say when somebody hurts himself? Thanks to YUL Spotter for sending this over to me. But I'm glad that the 250th didn't go the way that Taco Tuesday wanted. But events continue to go on across their country. And while I was searching the internet for reports and articles, this video here out of Vermont, it really bothered me. Why? Because it's everyday US citizens in Vermont just going on about their day like nothing is happening, ignoring the fact that their country is causing the world turmoil. They're threatening to take over my country. They're tariffing the world. They're bombing Venezuela. They're threatening to take over Greenland. Their fellow citizens are saying that we should become their 51st state. And let's not forget what happened in Vermont earlier last year, in their state, where Kristi Noem basically went to the Haskell Library and stood on the US side of the library and said USA #1. Then she jumped over the line onto the Canada side and said 51st state. This has to be on the top 10 most disrespectful things that the United States has done to Canada. Okay, maybe top 15 because there's a lot of disrespect coming from the South. But do you want to know why this really bothers me as well as the footage that I saw? It's because we keep seeing bullshit like this from Vermont. Vermont has 100% love for Canada. Special offers for Canadian neighbors. And this one especially. Vermont loves you. Franklin County reacts to decline in Canadian tourism. You can copy and paste everything that I said about Vermont and put it in another state. Whether it's Maine, Washington, Montana. I can't name any other ones at the border. But they're all the same. And what infuriates me is seeing all of these celebrations for the United States birthday. All while trying to beg Canadians to come back and support their economy. I mean, this is just a double standard if you ask me. I mean, I would not be celebrating my country if they're causing this much turmoil in the world. I know there are a lot of US citizens that refuse to celebrate their 250th anniversary, and they've told me. Some have said they actually came up to Canada and didn't want to celebrate their country's birthday. I commend those US citizens that refuse to support their country and their administration, and taking a stand. But I have to ask, everybody that you're seeing in this B-roll video right now, do you think they care? Do you think they care what their country is doing to the rest of the world? Do you think they care what their country is doing to their fellow citizens by detaining people? Do you think they care that their government is making it tougher for people to go into their country? Or do you think everyone watching this parade right now cares about the relationship with the country north of them? I'm pretty sure there's got to be some people in this crowd right now whose businesses might be affected because we're not visiting. And to be honest, I could care less. Because if I see somebody celebrating their birthday, supporting the fascist government, then why the hell should we support their business? If you ask me, I mean, this is just my opinion and my vent, there's nothing to celebrate on this 250th. And the fact that people are celebrating tells me that they don't care. They're just going to continue in their bubble, continue with their traditions, keep their mind in their little county and not see what's going on in the bigger picture. And in case anybody thinks I'm being biased against Vermont, I'm not. What you're watching right now comes out of Washington State, somewhere that I'm very familiar with. Same sort of thing. Everybody is celebrating. Now, I know some of the people are going to say, you know what, GTL, just let them celebrate. It's their birthday. But I have an issue with that. Because a 250th birthday or anniversary or whatever it is, they're celebrating what they are today, not what they were like 2-3 years ago or a decade ago. Today. And what is the United States today, as of like July 5th, 2026? Well, their government is a fascist regime. They're bullying every country in the world. They're killing the global economy. The government's stealing from their citizens. And we're watching a fucking pirate ship and a red fire truck go down and people cheering for it. If you ask me, every single person that is celebrating the 4th of July is complacent with what's going on right now because they're celebrating a nation's birthday when there should actually be an uprising against their corrupt government. But I don't see that happening. And here's another video clip from Governor Mills' state. You know, the state that says that we're not hurting Taco Tuesday, but we're hurting our friends in the state of Maine. Well, yeah, it sure looks like they care. And they're just celebrating like nothing else is going on in the world. But seeing this, it just really disappoints me. And I know the haters are going to say I'm overreacting, but you know what?
I don't care. Shut up, I don't care.
And really, I don't care. I mean, this is just my thoughts and opinion. It's also my video. But if I have at least one person agree with me that seeing these celebrations disappoints you as well, then I think I'd made a point in my video. So if I continue to hear any border states in the future saying that they're begging Canadians to come back, or we love Canada, or we are your friends, I'm just going to remember that many US citizens celebrated the 4th of July like it was any other one. So don't you dare blame Canada for your tourism decline. And to all the border states who are struggling and trying to lure Canadians back, all I have to say is, and I'm stealing this from our Australian viewers, get stuffed. To close off this video, we have another one from Waynard from our Discord server. And this time, this photo is from Maligne Lake in Alberta. And I believe this is in the Jasper National Park area, but I could be wrong, I'm not sure. But I want to thank you again, Waynard, for posting all of your photos in the Discord server. I have a lot to choose from. Alright everyone, that's all I got for this video. I know this one was a bit more of an event, and not anything like article related and stuff, but I just really needed to get this one out. And I do hope that some of you agree with me on it. But if you're still here watching, I really appreciate you staying to the end. And I have another Canadian throwback outro music thing that I want to show everyone. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international point of view, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all as well. Now, if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that are going to show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone, I'll catch you in the next one.